Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and it's time for Thursday night stamping. I'm so happy to be with you here tonight, and I have something special for you that I think everyone is going to enjoy. So usually about once a month, I do what I call a craft along. And that is where people have ordered a packet and they are going to craft along in real time with me. If they want, they may just do the replay. But this particular one, we're digging into all the new papers. So this one is what I do with my paper shares. So we have these amazing new papers. This is the way my paper shares come. And all of these are the new May release papers. They're almost all in the new mini, well, I guess they're all just catalogs now. Sorry. So you get a quarter pack with all these new papers in my paper share. I do have 2 more of these. So if anybody is interested, let me know in the comments and I will send you a link. The way I do my paper shares is this is the basic share. I say basic, it's pretty, it's pretty generous, and it's, what's the word I'm looking for? There's quite a lot of scope here, but there is an add-on that you can do like the specialty papers. But honestly, just getting your hands on all of these papers. Well, what I do is then I send you as well a little packet. So this is part of my free gift when you purchase my paper shares. And you get the tutorials for these projects I'm going to demonstrate tonight. And I also did, yes, here they are. That included this little pack of gems. So these are shimmering dots. And you get kind of a Coastal Cabana pool party. You get a lemon lime twist and a white. So these have a lot of uses. They can be adapted to so many different things. So I'm not going to take the time to go through all of the different papers. That is for another time, another video. I am actually preparing to leave in the wee hours of Sunday morning for the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. Which is an Alaskan cruise, and we're very excited about going. So I'm wrapping things up here in my studio. I actually have Saturday card class on Saturday, and then I'll really be wrapping things up and getting ready for the big trip. So that is what's happening in my world. And hey, Crystal, I'm so glad you're here with me. So I'm going to demonstrate the 6 projects. Now, when you do one of these paper share craft alongs, you get the PDF tutorials ahead of time because you're going to want to cut the paper, the designer paper that's going to go with each project. And I actually do that strategically because I want you getting into your papers. I don't want these sitting on a shelf. I want you digging into them. So I want you to see the picture and start flipping through these and figuring out, okay, which one am I going to cut and how am I going to dig in? So that is the method in my madness. Let me move these out of the way. There are a lot of new papers. I think there's 11. So I think when I was packaging these up, and I do just to show you, so on each quarter pack of paper, I give you the name of the paper, the item number, and then the fact, like this is from the May 2026 share. Oh, I've got somebody asking how to get into the, let me see if I can answer a question really quick. Somebody's asking how to get in to, oh, crud. No, that's okay. I did okay. Okay, where is the message? Somebody who is kind of new is trying to get in. Let's see if I can figure out how are they messaging me? Probably a text. Let's see. No? Okay, well, hopefully they're going to find us. And in the meantime, I'm going to get back into Facebook on my computer so that I can see what you're seeing and everything goes according to plan, theoretically. Okay. And you know, when I'm on these things, I don't actually turn off my notifications. I just turn the volume all the way down. So hopefully she's going to find us. Okay. So that is the way my paper shares run, and I do these with every new catalog. Okay, so let's get into card number 1. And for this particular, and oh, one more thing. I always choose a stamp set to do all 6 of the projects. And that's usually what I do, is 6 projects, because that's kind of a reasonable number we can do in about an hour. So for this one, I chose the Scalloped Blooms. Now, these, truth be told, are a bundle, but they honestly stand alone. If you want just the dies, you can get just the dies. If you want just the stamps, you can get just the stamps. But, of course, you save 10% when you purchase the bundle. So it's always a better deal. Hey, Corinne, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for sharing my video. But these are honestly really nice, mixed font, greetings, all occasion. They're really good. So I thought that was a good fit. And if you are crafting along with me, you can use any greeting stamps that you have, and you'll be able to put your projects together. So card number 1 is Bubble Bath, and this is a very straightforward layout, and I'm using the new and very lovely, I think unexpectedly I have fallen in love with Peaceful Pine. It does have such a peaceful vibe. It's really lovely. And I mean, I always love greens, but I wasn't expecting to love this one quite as much as I do. This has been run through the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine with the Lazy Daisy embossing folder, which I highly, highly recommend. It is outstanding. It's also really good done with 2-ton cardstock. Now, this is the paper that I'm using first, and it's called Velvet Meadow. It's actually part of a suite. So this is, it's actually a flocked paper. So there's little bits of flocking on here. And then the back side is just a really, I hate to say generic, a background pattern. This is one of my favorites. Again, there's that peaceful pine in there. So all this white is textured, it's flocked. And even here, you've got, well, you can see I've cut mine up quite a bit, but you get the picture. That is the Peaceful Meadow. What's it called? I don't have the paper in here. Oh, and this piece of paper has those little panel cards that you can make. Or you can make that into a really nice edge on a scrapbook page. Okay, so we are going to, these are just little 4x2 pieces. I really like this layout. It's a good one for showcasing your designer paper. So it's a simple card, but it has a fair bit of pizzazz because the paper is so pretty. So if you have a bunch of cards to make, this is a good one to do. And I'm just measuring these out where they're kind of equidistant with my edges. With something like this, I like the patterns, or I should say the measurements, to really add up nicely. Now, there should be a tag in here. Ay, ay, ay. Candy? Ah, there it is. Okay, now this is one of the tags in our stamp set, and I'm just doing a simple have a good day. I'm picking up the Berry Burst ink, and although the kit that I provided didn't come with a ribbon, I gave everybody, I don't know, 12 or so inches of this ribbon because it just kind of needed something besides, for one thing, I always want to plug that up. I want to plug up that hole, and I wanted something other than, because I'm going to have to use a white gem here. So I gave everybody some of this ribbon. It's actually an online exclusive. I think it came out in March, and I really like it a lot. I think it's called Berry Burst Shiny Ribbon. Yeah. And it has, it's honestly closer to Blackberry Bliss, but so it really goes nicely with both. And I'm trying to get the shiny side up on both of my loops. And I just want a small little bow to help just bring a little bit of softness in to, there's plenty of softness, honestly, with the flocking, but maybe it's not softness I'm looking for, just a little bit of those ribbon tails and loops. So I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then I'm going to bring in my little shimmering dots. So let's just kind of angle that, make it a bit jaunty. And let's put this going in the opposite direction. Let me grab a mini glue dot. So this is super simple. You know, this is one of those, have a good day. This is just a sweet, simple card to mail anybody, anytime, make someone's day. Now we're going to elevate it just that last little bit more by bringing in, and I left my pick tool. Let's see, here we go. Let's bring in some of these shimmering dots. So let's grab these and let's just do a little row. 1, 2, 3. Now I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but this has a lot of the flocking is here. You've got this shiny ribbon and you've got these little shimmery dots. So you have a sweet, simple card, a lot of texture, and some really nice little embellishment, or maybe I should say bits of interest. Okay, so there's card number 1. Card number 2, we are going to use the lovely new in color called Golden Glow. And this is the Silly Old Bear suite, and I've used the embossing folder, which is currently on unavailable status, otherwise known as back order. It's a really, really lovely embossing folder. And this particular piece is almost to the edge. So this is, I think it's like 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, something like that. So it's almost all the way to the edge, and that's just giving me that nice map. I can see why people are falling in love with this, because it's not overly Pooh Bear. You know, this could be any set of, you know, this could be in the woods anywhere. So we are going to use, this is Mossy Meadow, and this is the 2-tone cardstock, which I really love. And I'm actually going to use the lighter side up. And it's not a huge difference on this one, but it is just a little bit. And I'm just going to tear this. I'm going to do a gentle tear to reveal that white core. That's what I want. And I'm going to do a little bit down here as well, so that each of my corners has a little bit of a rustic feel. So there. Now where is my other little piece? Aha, here we go. So that is going to go a little bit, we're going to angle that. And again, this is the 2-tone cardstock, and that enables me to get that white core coming through to give me that little bit of a rustic look. Now I'm going to take a piece of the actual designer series paper, and I'm going to angle it. Maybe I need to bring this down a little bit more. I want it to show through a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's better. You can hardly see what I've done here. Let me bring a little bit more here. I want it to have a little bit of a rustic look. That's better. That's better there. Okay, now we're cooking. So let me show you really quick. This is the Silly Old Bear Designer Series paper. So everybody in my paper share got a quarter pack of this, and you have, these are lovely illustrated just scenes. And then you have these that have all the characters, these background patterns, and again, I've been chopping this up. I love the gingham on the back of this one, but of course I want to use all of those little critters. So, and then you have the map, and then you have another piece that has a green and white. I'm using this card for my Saturday card class as well. So I've been chopping that paper up considerably. So here we have our, and this side is just equally nice. I could do either one. Again, just, I think that the Silly Old Bear, for one thing, who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? But I think a lot of these patterns go well beyond just Winnie the Pooh. So let me pull that. There we go. I'll have a little bit more of that coming through. Now I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, and it's just a circle punch. I don't even remember what size it is, because at the end of the day, you know, once you start buying circle punches, you just want to buy them all and just keep them all, because they'll all layer inside each other and they'll pop in and out of availability. But once you have it, it's going to last you a long, long time. Now I am going to stamp my greeting in Early Espresso on a crumb cake piece, like so. You're a blessing to me. And I love the fact that pretty much everything in this Silly Old Bear suite is very gender neutral. This is great for the guys, it's great for the girls, it's great for the kids, it's great for the old people. I mean, Winnie the Pooh is a classic, and so we, many of us had, I'm gonna mess this up because I'm not doing it the way I should. I'm talking. Many of us enjoyed Winnie the Pooh in childhood, or we've shared it with our kids and grandkids. So this is gonna go right here. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop that up on, no, I'm gonna actually lay it flat, because this is popped up, and that's what I want to really, really show. So you're a blessing to me, kind of right at the center. Now I'm gonna come in with my little Pooh Bear, and I'm just going to cut him out. And there he is with Piglet. And this is a great little, just a great little card to show companionship for an adult with a child, for friends, for anybody really, a teacher, anybody where you have that relationship. And so these little guys are pretty easy to cut, and there are dies as well, but this is a paper share that I'm using. I'm making these projects as part of my paper share. So we're really just concentrating on the paper and what we can do just with the paper. So that right there is just using the stamp set and a greeting stamp set. So if you don't want to invest in the whole Winnie the Pooh, or I should say Silly Old Bear, if you're not keen to invest because you feel like, well, you know, I'll make some things, but I'm not going to make enough to warrant the investment, you can do a lot just with the paper. So you're a blessing to me. And then I'm going to take some, let me get my trash out of the way here. I'm going to use some of these green shimmering dots and pick these up, and I'm just going to scatter them just to bring a little bit of shine. Everything here is matte, and so this will allow me to have just a little bit of shine, a little shimmer a little shine. Let's see. There we go. You're a blessing to me. Circle punch, and I do think that's another reason that this embossing fold is found back order, because there's just, you can do a lot with that and the paper. I want you to get the stamps and dies if you want them, but I'm just showing you alternate ways to use the paper. Okay, let's go on to card number 3, and this one is lots of black and white. We have a couple of different papers this time with black and white, and I have broken it up a little bit with my favorite, which is Petal Pink. So let me show you the paper. It is Artisan, something Artisan, and it has, I'm going to be using this polka dot. So one side has this kind of very floral patterns, and the other side has either stripes or dots or branches. This side, of course, you can do lots of fun coloring with, and the other side, the B side as we often call it, is more of background patterns. So this is one of those patterns. It's a bit like a Jenga game. So I'm going to use, I'm going to put all of this on a basic white thick cardstock base. Now, I am not really able, when I'm doing this, to be looking at comments, but I will check all the comments when I am done. So these are going to go like this, and then these, no, yeah, there we go. No. Let me look at my original and see if I have cut it all wrong, which is possible, because truth be told, I could not find my samples to save my life. Oh, here we go. Now, I don't know why I was making it harder than it is. Okay, so these are just a sweet little pattern. You can do this with any papers, but I think these really kind of lend themselves to this type of an action. So I am going to use just a little bit of the liquid glue, because anytime doing one of these type patterns, I oftentimes need to kind of wiggle the paper to get it straight. And I think that is a better, yeah, that one's an up and down. Some of these are totally random, but some of them do have an actual, they are directional. Now, depending on how you place this, you can either have a lot of gap or a little gap in between. Now, is that already stuck down all the way? Yeah, I can move it over. Once you get the first two, the others are easy peasy. Okay. And I'm just going to pop that just a tiny bit under there, because I don't want that to come up on me. Okay, so now we're going to go up here and kind of like a little game of Jenga or a little puzzle. And then here's the other one. Super quick and easy. It's really just about the measurements. And that's why when you get these, when you get my paper shares, I give you the projects as well. And I do it in such a way that you have templates that you can use over and over again, because for me, when I'm doing paper shares and the projects that go with them, I'm doing projects that particularly highlight designer series papers. So let's see, there we go. Now I am going to just layer these up, and this is from the Spotlight on Nature, and this is of course from the blooms that I'm using, the scallop blooms, and I'm just doing this as a simple thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Well, let's see if we can put some ink right over that and it won't look too bad. Ay, ay, ay. You know, me and white paper with black ink. I'm telling you, this is why I always keep one of these little alcohol prep pads handy because, you know, that alcohol dries really quickly and I don't have to worry about, you know, my hands having to dry my hands and all of that. But this gets all the ink off in a quick way. Okay. Well, we're just going to have a little bit of a smudge and it just is what it is. So these are all going to just be layered up. There's a circle punch and there's a circle die. And I think the other thing I wanted to show you with this is that these scallop blooms, you can layer them on your other circle dies and your other circle punches and come up with some really cool patterns. So all of that is going to be popped up on dimensionals. For anybody who's come in after I got started, this is part of my paper share with all the new papers, a quarter pack of all the new papers. It does come with these project packets. It does come with this set of dots and the tutorials for all of these, and you'll have the video because I'm going to download this. And actually, I have 2 left over. So if you are interested in that, please let me know. And I will put the link in the comments. Well, phooey. I'm just going to use a couple of these white dots. This would also look really good with Pool Party or Coastal Cabana and then bringing these dots in. But I didn't think about that till I'd already done my typical. I do the petal pink a lot just because it's my favorite. I really, really love it. Hello, Jolene. I'm glad you're here from Minnesota, and welcome, Julia, and welcome, Jackie. Jackie, are you gonna craft with us, or are you going to do it after? And Margaret is here. Corinne's talking about that fun embossing folder. Okay, good. We got some good folks here catching up with us. So here is, we've already done 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Really good variety of styles and maximizing our designer series paper. Next up is a fun fold. I always include at least 1 fun fold. And this is the new hydrangea hue. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous blue. The particular paper, let me show you. Don't have the name of it. Something boutique. It has all the new ink colors and it is gorgeous. It does have the gold foiling throughout, and it is just a stunning set of papers. So that is the one that we are using next. And if I can lay my bone folder is here. So I just fold these over for mailing, but then once you get your packet, you're going to want to really crease your score lines. Okay, so inside I'm going to put a piece of basic white cardstock. This is a vertical Z-fold and is a fun way to add just a little bit of surprise and delight to your card. We were talking, I had my bingo night. I do bingo on Zoom on Friday nights, once a month. Margaret was there. We had a lot of fun, didn't we? And we were talking about, personally, when I'm giving cards to people who are not card makers, yeah, I need a fun fold that's very intuitive, because I don't like it when people are going, what do you do? I can't figure out how to open it. I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, well, you need to be a crafter to be able to appreciate this and even just to open it. So this is one of those really easy, very intuitive fun fold. So I'm just creating a panel that I'm going to put on that front flap. Now, although I'm going to put this down, this is just the way I do it because I find it easier. I am going to, oh, there's my pieces. I'm actually going to cut this in half. This is a really nice, I can't remember us having a little scalloped rectangle like this. So what I'm going to do is I have it cut in half, and I'm going to pop this underneath here. I'm just going to lift that a little bit and pop it underneath. This is actually one of those Stampin' Up! Color schemes I would have never come up with. I really think it's very fresh and very vibrant and a little bit unexpected, which I often really like in my card making. And I think it's also quite modern. So it takes these very kind of calico print patterns that are a little bit old-fashioned and sweet, and kind of just adds that little pizzazz of a little bit of, I think Lemon Lime Twist always to me looks very fresh and modern. I put too much on it. Okay, let's see. Okay. And you could stick this down first, but yeah. And then there's me. So I'm just going to come in here and put a little bit to tuck that corner in, and let's just press that in. I'm do the same thing up here because I did lift it a little bit and I want to make sure that that stays down. So let's just turn that over and press it in. Now we are going to take our other little guy here, and we are going to do hugs. And because we're doing hugs, I wanted to do hugs and kisses, which I got from the Endless Love. And this is the die set that has all the hearts, and I just thought that would be kind of fun. I will say, like, I have a teenage granddaughter and a tweenager granddaughter. They would love this card. This is right up their alley. So it's soft, it's feminine, but it's also just a little bit fresh and modern. Kind of a nice combination. So hugs, and again, because I want it to be a little bit unexpected, I'm keeping the words, I'm doing them at angles, and then I'm going to come in here and let me get a little bit of glue here. And these are tiny, but they are so cute. And I have to say, I've used these in a lot of different things. So let's just put this one here. And let's put this one here. And look how it has that little heart punched out. And because I have that little heart punched out, I'm actually going to put it down here. So let's pop this up on dimensionals. What do you guys think about this? This is an unexpected color scheme, and I think it's really, really fresh and cute. So I hope you like it. I like to kind of keep it, you know, we keep it fresh, keep it, I want my cards to be, I don't want them to be boring. Now that is going to go there. We're going to put just a little bit of adhesive, and we're just going to pop it like that. So there we have hugs and kisses. And now this whole panel is going to go right there. And then it's going to open like that. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? So the die I'm using, all of the scallop dies are from this Scallop Blooms. So Jackie's going to watch first and then make the cards. I don't blame you. I'm the same way, Jackie. When I do these classes with Stampin' Up, I always watch it first. So you actually, these are a bit smaller. Let me show you. So when you, I mean, look how big they are. And then that's this little guy right here. Pretty nifty, isn't it? I think these are a fabulous set of dies to have. Okay, so now when I do this, I like to put my adhesive on the flap, and then I can get my panel positioned in such a way that I want to make sure it covers the white inside of my card. So now I'm going to come in with these lemon lime twist dots, and you can see where I'm going. So Julia, you do the same thing. Yeah. Great minds thinking alike. I love it. So let's just see. I don't think it's going to, I think I want to put these all on the white because they're going to get, the color is going to get very muted if I do it on the blue. So let's just, yeah, we're going to go like that. Okay, hugs and kisses. What do we think? So that's card number 4. And card number 5 is just really sweet and simple, all about the paper. And this is the Lily of the Valley, which keeps popping. Well, I say it's popping. I think it's just been, it's just on unorderable. I don't think it's come back in. So this is the Lily of the Valley paper is stunning. The artwork is stunning. The stamps and dies that go with it are gorgeous. I'm actually working on a stamp camp with this right now. I don't know if I'm going to get it designed before I leave or not, but I do love, love, love this whole suite. Is gorgeous. And there is a set of specialty papers. So I did a little bit of an oops on this card design and didn't realize it until I was cutting. So the add-on for the basic paper share, you get a quarter pack of all 11 papers. You can add on the specialty papers, and this is one of them, but I used it in the design. So let me just show it to you. If you didn't get the specialty papers and you're working on your projects, just use another, maybe a piece of white cardstock or maybe even something shiny behind there. But this is gorgeous, gorgeous specialty paper that coordinates with the Lily of the Valley. So let's get our card together and see what we think. So I'm going to do one of these, what I call edge to edge. So this is a basic white cardstock, and I'm using the thick so that it has the weight of a regular card. And now I'm going to put this piece that is Granny Apple Green, kind of with a little bit of a watercolor wash look. So that is giving me all that goodness. Now, this is where I'm going to layer up. I've got a micro layer. Believe it or not, as soft as this is, it has little bits of Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to use just a micro layer, a 1/16 layer of Blackberry Bliss behind this specialty paper, which is just, all that sheen is so pretty. And then, do you see how that's going to give me just that little bit of interest behind my piece of Designer Series paper? Because the artwork on this is just gorgeous, and I really want it to, I want it to be front and center, and I want everything to support that. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and stick this whole pattern down. So this is really just all about the measurements and really letting your Designer Series paper do all the work of a gorgeous card for you. Now, I am going to take this little set of the dies, and I do love repeating patterns. So here you can see the little bells of the Lily of the Valley, and I'm going to just take and just barely dot these little guys. You probably wouldn't even need to do all of them, maybe every other. And I am going to pick up just a tiny bit on the stem. I don't want too much. Now I'm going to just lay this right across like so. Now you could go in and make the stem green and all that, but I'm just, you know, sometimes simple is best. Now we are going to put our greeting right across there like so. And we are going to, you don't have to do it, you could just do it in black, but I have Blackberry Bliss. And one of the things I find, even when you're, well, or maybe I should say especially when you have colored cardstock, is when you put another color over it, it's not going to be a true Blackberry Bliss, but it's definitely softer than if I used black. So for me, that is going to work really, really well. And for this one, I'm going to just pop this up on dimensionals like so. And I think I'm going to just slash this. So sometimes I like to just slash and just really capitalize on that angle. And that is going to also kind of give me a little bit more of an emphasis on that little angular, that diagonal line. So this is just going to be popped up. And what a great card to send somebody thinking of you. I mean, this has all those vibes. The artwork is just gorgeous. I mean, I would love to receive that card. Now, let's bring in a few more of these gems. So let's just go with a little bit more green. We've got green. Let's just keep the green theme going. And again, I don't really want to put them up here. There's a lot going on up here. So I'm going to do my little row of 3, which is something I like to do a lot. And that gives me, brings the eye down a little bit to balance what I have. So super simple, really stunning in my view. That is card number 5, and we're heading into the final card. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the 45-minute mark, and we're on the 6th card, and this is another fun fold, and it's one that I really love when you have gorgeous soft papers like this. So this one's going to be the showstopper. We're going to go big or go home on this one, and I did bring in the balloon bouquet dies as well, or balloon boutique. I'm still coming to grips with all the different names. So this is going to open like this. We're going to start by putting this on the inside, because you know, when you have these really soft papers, you can write on that. So, and oh, let me show you really quick. I don't have very much of this one left, but this paper is really unique because it's very soft, kind of watercolor patterns. And then on the, well, this one's kind of bold, but then on the back, they're all black and white. So you get black and white paper, and then you get colored paper. And I'm working on something with these as well. So there's a sticker sheet that goes with the scrapbook kit that is also very, very useful. So let's get, this is just a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of designer series paper. We're going to put this here, and this is kind of a, I call this an off-center gatefold because it doesn't meet in the middle, but it does open like a gate. And on the inside here, I'm going to grab one of these little, oh, I need to go this way. I need to put the stripes over here like so. And then I'm going to put the, whatever this little shape is, so that when you open the card, you have all that beautiful color. And I can just use a black, you know, like a Bic pen, just a regular ballpoint pen. I do want the, I wanted that pool party up at the top. Okay, there we go. This is going to go I mean, look at that black and white. I'm a sucker for polka dots anyway. But so once again, let me just remind you that I have 2 more sets of paper shears. That includes all of these 6 projects and a quarter pack of all the new Designer Series papers. So now that we're closing it, we're going to take another piece so that you can see when you're opening how it kind of all comes together. And so let's get this one like so. And I want, again, I want my stripes to match up at the top and at the bottom so that it is a cohesive look. And then I'm going to bring these little guys right here. And the way I'm doing this, if you're following along with me, is I'm going to actually put this right up against the edge, and that is going to make sure that my little borders are all even. So I don't have to cut down this piece of designer paper. I just need to put it right on the edge, and then it matches the one on the inside as well. Makes it for easy cutting. So there we have our fun fold. Isn't that cool? I love the fresh colors on this. Now, let's do our stamping, and then we'll put the balloon together. So I am bringing in the Pretty Peacock ink. You don't have to. Again, you could just use whatever you happen to have. And okay, I've got some nice comments on here. People are liking the colors, and yeah, that Lily DSP is gorgeous. Okay, here we go. This is the Happy Birthday, and I love this font. To me, looks like somebody wrote it by hand. It looks like a person's, like your handwriting. It doesn't look to me like a computer generated. So now, once again, I'm going to layer this up. This is the one from the Scalloped Blooms, and these are just various circle punches. And I'm pulling in the colors here, which has this Flirty Flamingo, and it has obviously quite a bit of Pool Party, and Pool Party is the base of my card, but I needed something that was going to be a little bit darker to kind of ground this, and that's why I went to Pretty Peacock, which is like the darker version of Pool Party. And for this fun fold, I'm actually not putting anything up on dimensionals because there's a lot going on here. And you could put this up on dimensionals, but then you can't put them on this side, so I think it ends up being a bit funky. So I'm just going to put a fair bit of adhesive right here on that side and just pop it like so. And I am matching up my scallops so that it is straight. Now I'm gonna, I got a little tiny bit there. Let me see if I can catch it with, do I have an adhesive remover handy? Let's see. I should do, let's see. Let's see if it went back where it belongs. Nope. Anybody else around here not put things back where they belong on a frequent basis? Well, you know what? I'm gonna come back to it because it's just a tiny little bit. So an adhesive remover will get that little tiny bit of adhesive off of there. Now, I am going to go back to my trusty liquid glue on the silicone mat, and I'm actually going to put the kite strings. I'm going to put these, actually let's do these first. Now, this is two-tone cardstock. This is Flirty Flamingo cardstock, and it's two-tone, and that's the way I'm able to achieve the two colors. I use two-tone cardstock a lot. I absolutely love it, and I think every crafter needs it. I did run a share with all the colors about a year ago because we hadn't had it out for very long. But honestly, the best way to try it out is to get some of the workshop packs where you'll get like 3 or 4 colors, where you get several colors in one pack. And that's honestly the best way to really kind of dip your toe into it. Now, let's get our little strings going here. And we're not going to need the whole thing. So let's just lift that up and pop it there. And cut down here. These are very long, and I think they're done that way so that if you were doing a scrapbook page or like a big home decor piece, you would have enough to make it look realistic. So super quick and easy. Your silicone mat with your liquid glue is going to be your best friend on that. So there we have it. Happy birthday. Lots of little unexpected twists and turns. Now, last but not least, we got to grab our little dots, and let's go with one. Oh, maybe I should put some over here. Oh, I like that. Okay. My original, I didn't do them that way, but I kind of like it that way. Kind of accents those balloons. Okay, happy birthday. This has just all those elements of an unexpected card that's very easy to figure out how to open it, and very fresh, fun colors. So there is card number 6. You know I'm going to ask you what your favorite cards are, what your favorite one is. Okay, so that has a lot of wow factor. So there's card number 6. Card number 5 is the lily. So we have the balloons, we have the lilies, or sorry, lily of the valley, it's not lilies. We have the hugs and kisses, and this is the other fun fold. We have the very classic beauty of black and white, thank you. We have the very sweet silly old bear, and we have the luxurious velvet card. So tell me what you think. There's all 6 designs, and boy, how did I do that? I guess, okay. Seemed like it was. I am going to close things out with a reminder that I have 2 packs left of the paper and the projects. And if you came on later, let me just show you while I'm tidying up that they, oh, there they are. So I use these little keepers once I start playing with my paper, but this is the way the paper shares. Okay, Corinne likes Pooh Bear. That's her favorite. I love it. So this is the way my shares come in this big bag. And all of these are quarter packs, and they all have the name of the paper and the item number and when it came out, because I think that's important. This is the May 2026 share. So 2 more of these available. Let me know if you're interested, and I will put, actually I'll put the link up at the top anyway, and I would love to know your take on favorite cards, anything that was kind of took your, was unexpected, or maybe a takeaway for you. You also do, this is what I chose to use as the embellishment, which also comes with your project pack. That is a wrap. I have packages to deliver to the airport post office tonight, and a little bit of wind down. Hot cocoa was on the menu tonight. Lily of the Valley is your favorite. All right, Teresa, thank you for weighing in. Yeah, I'm happy with all of them. I'm really pleased. I think I was able to achieve really different looks, and kind of classic, fun, sweet, bold. Yeah, I think I'm happy with them. So, oh, Jackie, you love them all. I love that. And they're also reproducible. So, you know, you can just change out the papers and use any greeting stamp set, and you've got some really good designs. You know, you can also take these measurements and make your own designer series paper with your stamps. So that is it for tonight. Thank you very much for being here. I will put this on YouTube, and if you're watching on YouTube, please let me know that you are in the replay, and I thank you for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.